Hello, my name is Valeria, and I am the child of a single mom. Growing up without a father isn't easy, but when you think about it, if I hadn't experienced it, I wouldn't be here today. When I was a small child, about 3 or 4 years old, I did not know what the word dad meant, literally. Well, how could I? My whole life, I only had one parental figure, my mom. And it wasn't weird for me, it was normal, just the way things were. One time, I was at my grandparents'. I used to love it when my grandfather would tell me stories he made up. So I called out, "Dad, read me the story about the kid who lived behind the rock again." One of my personal favorites, but that's not the point. Yes, I called my grandfather Dad. See, because I didn't know what a dad was, I just saw my mom call him Dad and thought, oh, he's Dad. And then Mama had to explain to me that he wasn't my dad, but my grandfather. That's when I realized, okay, where's my dad? As I grew older, I noticed that I was different from my other friends. Every year on Father's Day, all of the kids showed up with their dads, and I showed up with my grandpa and my mom. I love my grandfather and always appreciate him always being there for me. But on the inside, Father's Day at school was really embarrassing and stressful. As I continued to grow older, I started noticing differences that were more and more obvious. So obviously, I got curious, and I started asking questions. Mom, where's my dad? Mom, why doesn't my dad ever come see me? Mom, when can I meet my dad? Not getting the answers I expected made me really angry and confused. I was just so angry at the fact that this guy that was supposed to be my dad wasn't around, and confused as to why I hadn't met him. I insisted so much that my mom sat me down one day and explained what had happened. She told me that my biological father had left my mother while she was still pregnant. When I was born, he saw me a couple of times and then disappeared completely when I was 6 months old. He never called me. Not on Christmas, not on my birthday, not ever. Knowing what happened helped me understand, but it didn't make the feelings of being overwhelmed, confused, and angry go away. Fortunately, I've learned the tools that have helped me overcome this and be a happy kid. And now I want to share this with you. I want to share this with other kids in the world who have it worse than me. Because there are kids that, because of this, have self-esteem issues, that feel abandoned, that feel lonely, or even guilty. Colombia is a country in South America with most single moms. This issue is not just something that happens rarely. It actually happens a lot, and right here. This is my 3-step formula. Number 1, learn to recognize your own value. Define yourself based upon who you are. Don't let other people create a false image for you. Don't compare yourself to others, because there is always going to be someone that is in a better situation than you and someone that is in a worse situation than you. Take pride in your unique qualities, because those are the ones that make you worthy and special. For example, I love Christmas. I love my family and friends. I miss my family and friends in Venezuela, but I love my new friends here. Now, if you're going to take away something from this talk, let it be this. How others treat you is about them and not about you or anything you did. When someone is irresponsible, it is because of their own fears or personal trauma. It's not about you, remember that. So don't feel guilty because it's not your fault. Number 2, gratitude. This is something that has been reinforced in my house and has taught me not to take anything for granted. Always appreciate the small things in your everyday life, because life is made of these small things. A 2010 study published in the Clinical Psychology Review reveals that gratitude reduces the presence of toxic emotions, like resentment and envy. Get this, by being grateful, you get to feel less envious towards other people, and you get to hold less resentment towards others. Dr. Robert A. Emmons, who is one of the world's most knowledgeable scientific experts on gratitude, a professor of psychology at the University of California, Davis, and founding editor-in-chief of the Journal of Positive Psychology, wrote about the effects of gratitude, and listed are what he wrote of as the effects of gratitude. Gratitude is proven to give you higher levels of positive emotions. It will make you more alert, alive, and awake. It will give you more joy and pleasure, which will result in more optimism and happiness. In my opinion, what's really great about gratitude is that you get to focus on the good things, and the bad things just become more and more irrelevant. Number 3, forgiveness. This has been the step that has been the biggest and hardest for me to follow. I realized that you can't hold a grudge on someone for your whole life. You have to let go. The more I forgive, the less power this issue has over my life. What we all need to understand is that forgiveness is not about the other person or making the problem smaller. Not about saying, oh, it's okay, what you did doesn't matter anymore. Forgiveness is 100% about you. It's about letting go of the anger, sadness, and pain. It's about finding inner peace and not allowing people's actions to have power over your life. Another thing that I learned at home is that it's not important what happens to you, but how you react to it. So, for example, if life gives you lemons, you can either cry about it and sit and blame all your problems on that because you wanted cherries, or you can take those lemons, bake the best lemon pie in the whole world, eat it, and be grateful that you got lemons because before you didn't even know lemon pie existed, and now you love it. By accepting your reality in the best way possible, you get to discover a whole new world of possibilities and opportunities for a happy life. What happened in the past came to teach you a lesson, not to burden you. So take that lesson, let it make you stronger, and focus on the good, on your dreams, on your aspirations. Remember this, you choose if the glass is half empty or half full. Thank you.